Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Next up today we're taking a look at a really cool figure and one that quite honestly has taken me by surprise. This is the Super Battle Droid from Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and I've got to say, initially I wasn't really planning to pick this figure up, but having seen it in person several times before making a purchase, I just had to add this one to the collection. Now, I wasn't really planning on picking it up initially because Hasbro, let's be honest, don't have the best track record when it comes to producing quality battle droids in the Black Series. There's always one or two issues with the figures, be it they're a little bit too flimsy, they don't tend to stand up very well. They all have their issues, but this one, I've got to say, is absolutely perfect. Not only is the sculpt absolutely amazing, it looks like it dived right off the screen and into our collections, but it's a weighty, substantial figure packed with articulation and comes with some really cool accessories as well. So we'll take a look at all of that shortly as we dive into this review. As always, if you want to purchase this figure for yourself, there's a link down below in the video description. That will take you to staractionfigures.co.uk, and at the time of filming this review, the Super Battle Droid is in stock and available to buy. So without further ado, let's dive into this review, and as always, we'll begin by taking a look at the packaging that this figure comes in. So as you can see, the packaging for the Super Battle Droid is the older style Black Series box. This is one of the final figures to be released in this style packaging. So we still have the angled edges down the side, and as you can see, we've got that really cool mural image of the Super Battle Droid on the spine of the box. We also have the colour band as well that indicates this figure is from Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, and on the reverse side of the box we have that image once again accompanied by a brief description of the character as well as the number in the Attack of the Clones series. This is only the 6th figure in this style packaging to be released from Attack of the Clones, but Hasbro really seem to be going all in with the prequel love lately, so hopefully we'll see many more editions from Episode 2 in the Black Series, but this is a stellar one. Can't wait to share it with you in more detail, so without further ado, let's dive in and take a look. So here we have the B2 Super Battle Droid in all his glory, and like I said, this is a really cool figure. One thing that really strikes me about this one right off the bat is just how screen accurate he is. This figure is sculpted in such a way that it looks like it dived right out of the Battle of Geonosis and straight into our Star Wars collections. It truly is a phenomenal figure, and in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, droid figures that Hasbro have put out in the Black Series 6-inch line so far. Like I said, sculpted beautifully, painted really well, and just fits the bill in so many ways. Now, we're going to touch base on accessories with this figure first, as in terms of weaponry, he doesn't really come with a whole lot. Then again, there's not really a ton that the Super Battle Droid would need to come with. The only weapon he really needs is his trusty wrist rocket. And the number one rule, as you guys know, is you've got to watch out for those wrist rockets. Now, that being said, like I said, he doesn't come with a whole lot of anything else, but the accessories that were included with this figure, in my opinion, are absolute genius and really make you feel like you're getting your value for money when you purchase this figure. So first and foremost, we do have a removable faceplate, and what I really love about this is that Hasbro could have quite easily just given us a solid sculpted torso with no removable panels, and the majority of us would have probably been happy, but they went that extra mile and included additional features that quite honestly they really didn't have to, but I appreciate that they did. So we do have the removable faceplate, and with a slight tug that comes off, and underneath, if you're a fan of the Republic Commando video game, then you know the best way to take down a Super Battle Droid is to aim for its head, and there it is. There's the center eye that I assume sort of controls the whole droid, and that is sculpted really nicely as well. There's a little peg hole at the top there so that the faceplate can plug into place, and if this figure does decide to take a nosedive off your shelf, you know that that faceplate isn't going to go too far. In addition to that, we also have a removable chest plate, and this is something that really blew my mind when I found out about this figure, because it's a feature that I didn't realise was included with the basic release. This figure has been made available before as part of a Black Series 2-pack featuring C-3PO with the battle droid body when his parts get interchanged in the movie, and I assumed that this feature was only included with the 2-pack release, but it's not. It's made its way into the basic version as well, and as you can see, the detail on this is absolutely awesome. Look at all that sculpted technical detail. Really, really cool indeed. And like I said, it's just that little extra mile that Hasbro didn't have to include, but I'm really, really glad that they did, because it just offers something a little bit different. This is something we've never seen on a Super Battle Droid figure before, and it looks fantastic. And again, it just offers that extra value for money aspect to the figure. So I'm more than impressed with this. I absolutely love it. And again, it just adds a little bit of something different to your Star Wars collection. And if you want to display the figure like this, it's a definite talking point because it looks so unusual. Now, in addition to the removable panels, we do also get a feature with this figure and an accessory that I feel should be standard with all Black Series figures, especially army builders. If they use blasters or any type of jetpack, I think that this accessory should come with every figure, and it is, of course, a blast effect. Now, I absolutely love blast effects. I think they offer so much in terms of diversity to your displays. They look so cool, and this one is no exception. Can be quite tricky to do when you're not looking through a camera lens, but there we go. As you can see, that looks phenomenal, and this is actually something that wasn't included with the original release of the Super Battle Droid, so I'm really pleased to see it included here, as it gives you that incentive to pick up what is essentially the same figure if you already own the first release from that 2-pack. So that's a really cool feature, and again, like I said, something that I think should be a standard with all Black Series figures. If they use a weapon, they need to come with blast effects, because again, they just add a little bit of something different and that extra little bit of spice to your displays. So accessory wise, like I said, he wasn't going to come with a blaster. I think it was a bit of a stretch to expect Hasbro to include an interchangeable blaster arm with this figure, but the accessories that have been included, like I said, those removable panels, the blast effect, absolutely awesome, and I'm more than impressed with how this figure turned out in that regard. So that's the accessories out of the way and done with. Now let's take a look at the rest of the figure. Like I said, he is beautifully sculpted, looks absolutely fantastic, and the paint applications reflect that sculpt as well. As you can see, he's got all the appropriate painted details that you'd need on a figure like this. He looks robotic, he looks metallic, he looks droid-like, and in terms of shelf presence, they don't come much better than this one. He looks absolutely awesome. Now, what I really like about this figure, in addition to his screen accuracy, is the fact that he is really sturdy. Like I mentioned at the start of the review, Hasbro don't have the best reputation when it comes to putting out Black Series Battle Droid figures. They're all a little bit, what shall we say, malleable. You know, they're a bit flimsy, very soft in terms of the plastic that's being used, and time again, the battle droids have taken dives off my shelf. This figure doesn't do that. It's really sturdy, very well put together, and I would go as far as to say, once again, probably the best droid figure that Hasbro have released in the Black Series line so far. He's really sturdy, made of great quality plastic, and he's very weighty as well, especially in the torso region. I was firmly expecting this guy to be really top heavy, and as such, like I said, topple off my shelf no end, but he doesn't. He stands unaided really well and looks fantastic on the shelf. Now, in terms of articulation, he's packed to the brim. We obviously don't have any articulation in the head, but what we do have is ball joints at the shoulders so that you can get the arms in some really nice poses. So once again, when he's firing those wrist rockets, he looks really cool doing so. We have hinges at the elbows and swivels at the forearm. There's also a hinge at the wrist as well. We also have a nice ball joint at the torso. Ball joints at the hips, as you can see there. Typical ball and socket joint. We also have a swivel cut at the upper thigh, a hinge at the knee, and a hinge and rocker at the ankle. So really good articulation. Like I said, stands unaided nicely, looks great on the shelf. And yeah, I am just blown away with how this figure turned out. Could not be happier with this one, guys. It really is a solid release. And again, looks absolutely fantastic. So that concludes this review on the Black Series Super Battle Droid. Once again, a really fantastic addition to the Black Series 6-inch line. A figure that more than surpassed my own personal expectations. Like I said, I was firmly expecting this one to be a lot worse than it actually is. And it's one hell of a lot better than I could have ever dreamed. It's durable, stable, well sculpted, well painted, well accessorized. It is just the perfect Black Series droid figure, if not one of the best that Hasbro have ever put out. So I highly recommend picking this one up. If you are a fan of the prequels and of Super Battle Droids, then it's definitely worth grabbing this one and the original 2-pack release. And like I said, it is a great addition to the collection. So be sure to hit that link in the video description. Once again, staractionfigures.co.uk have you covered if you want to pick this one up for yourself. And I'll be back with some more Black Series action figure reviews very soon. In the meantime, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and as always, may the Force be with you.